Love Island UK Season 7 Episode 10 Recap and Review. Hello to all of you. Get your popcorn ready because Episode 10 of Love Island UK Season 7 provided all of the romance, drama, and surprises that we have come to anticipate. The following is a comprehensive summary and assessment of the show, including my personal opinions on what was successful and what was not. Stay tuned if you enjoy this type of analysis, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to receive additional content. The original sentence should be paraphrased in such a way that the content is conveyed in a fluent and natural manner, while making sure that the original sentence's intended meaning is retained. Summary. What happened in Episode 10? Tension is building while the morning vibes are in full swing. The beginning of this episode takes a more subdued tone than previous episodes. There is a certain amount of flirtation going on, and couples are becoming more aware, but there are undercurrents of stress that are starting to surface. There are those obvious signs that indicate that things are about to change: the side glances, the looks that are full with meaning, and the jokes that are told with hesitation. The villa seems to be more delicate than it typically is. A large-scale recoupling is expected to occur in the near future. Of course, we can't have an episode without at least hinting to the ramifications of recoupling. The amount of stress that the relationships are being subjected to is one of the primary stories. The shockwaves that are being caused by the latest bombshells are being felt far and wide. While several couples are becoming a little too relaxed, others are making a great effort to demonstrate that they are committed to the relationship. The Islanders are more cognizant of the fact that public opinion, both within the villa and outside of it, is something that they can no longer afford to disregard. Drama Central. Confrontations and Confessions is a show that features people who are involved in dramatic situations. Throughout this episode, we witnessed numerous emotional heart-to-hearts as well as multiple confrontations. Serious inquiries are asked by someone regarding loyalty and whether or not their partner is truly all in. It is a common practice to use the terms gender and gender identity interchangeably, but this is not entirely accurate. When one member of a marriage admits that they have been feeling as though they are being ignored or overlooked, the pair has a breakdown. In the meantime, anytime someone expresses an interest in a bombshell or simply someone who is considered to be an outlier among their peers, there are jealous emotions. Although these are the typical triggers for Love Island, they seem a little more unfiltered this time around. Trust is put through its paces. Problems with trust get more serious. There is a feeling that the basis of some relationships is beginning to crumble, regardless of whether this is due to misunderstandings, ambiguous promises, or simply the impression that one party is not interested. While some of the individuals competing are attempting to restore trust, others are taking a more passive approach and are hoping that things will eventually calm down on their own. Unexpected pairings and bombshell moves. Shocking revelations are made during the final moments of the show, both literally and figuratively. The new contenders continue to cause problems by making moves, creating alliances, and endangering couples that have already been together for a long time. There are moments that are truly stunning when people either change who they are committed to or openly acknowledge that what they previously believed to be true is now being called into doubt. As the next recoupling approaches, the pressure is on. In addition, we get a few glimpses of production nudges, which include things such as messages, challenges, and group dynamics. These nudges compel individuals to confront their choices and make a decision. Do they remain with their present partners, or do they venture out and explore new relationships? Ending on a cliffhanger. In keeping with the standard, the conclusion of Episode 10 ends with a bang, an announcement or situation that leaves a number of characters in a state of uncertainty. It is not made obvious who will remain, who will leave, or who will be left to deal with the emotional aftermath, which is the perfect premise for Episode 11. Because of the high level of tension, you cannot help but wonder which person will be the first to break under the pressure. The original sentence should be paraphrased in such a way that the content is conveyed in a fluent and natural manner, while making sure that the original sentence's intended meaning is retained. Review. What was effective and what was not? What was it that struck? 1. Emotional complexity. In terms of providing us with a greater sense of vulnerability, this episode was a success. The feelings of perplexity, sadness, and insecurity that were experienced in these moments seemed to be more profound than simply drama for drama's sake. You really sympathized with several of the competitors, particularly those who were struggling to reconcile their expectations with the chaotic reality of the villa. 2. Development of characters. At long last, a few of the quieter actors are being given their chance to shine, and their doubts, their aspirations, and their concerns are being brought to light. This provides the audience with additional material to either support or oppose. It is not solely concerned with identifying who generates the most havoc or who is the most attractive. It is also concerned with demonstrating evidence of improvement or deterioration. 3. Effective pacing. There was a satisfying balance between lighthearted flirting, humor, and serious talk. The episode was not overly long and drawn out. The tension gradually increased as it progressed, which is a great feature for binge watching. 4. Bombshell insertions. The introduction of new people into the mix, as is always the case, adds an element of excitement. They compel the characters who have already been developed to reevaluate, move, respond, and occasionally fall. Love Island is prevented from becoming boring by the fact that it is so unpredictable. Which couples are in a potentially dangerous situation? The sentence that is provided below is a direct quote from the source material. The individuals who have been lukewarm or complacent, flirty with other people, not shown a lot of effort, are appearing wobbly. They run the risk of being left behind in the next recoupling if they do not double down now. The bombshells that are about to be dropped are going to shake up the status quo. Be prepared for the possibility that alliances will change. I believe that one or more of the couples that are currently together may separate, either by their own admission or by force of a recoupling or a public vote. Which person will take the initiative? There is a possibility that some of the more reserved islanders will get the opportunity to show their talents. It is possible that they will try to elicit pity and romantic interest from viewers by being vulnerable and honest with them. The amount of influence that viewers wield is increasing. We will be in for a ride that is ultimately fulfilling if the show leans more into these raw moments while still providing us with the romantic fantasy and humor. The original sentence should be paraphrased in such a way that the content is conveyed in a fluent and natural manner, while making sure that the original sentence's intended meaning is retained. If you have already seen it, who do you believe will be the next couple to call it quits? What moments caught you by surprise? You are welcome to leave your ideas in the comments section below. If you found this recap and review to be enjoyable, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so that you will not miss any future episodes. Also, be sure to pass this on to your friend who is fascinated with Love Island so that we can all enjoy the gossip together.